The girl.
Hey parents, Carmine here with your video review of Hitman Absolution.
I'll kill you if you don't.
Oh, please! We was gonna give a rat.
The Hitman series is one of the most popular stealth-based assassin game series currently on the market. In Absolution, Agent 47 is tasked with assassinating his former handler. Her dying wish to him is that he protect a young girl named Victoria, who is caught up in some sort of genetic experiments. She ends up kidnapped and held for ransom, and it's up to Agent 47 to save her.
We have a continental breakfast.
Surprisingly enough, violence isn't necessarily the most obvious factor in the game. While violence is definitely present, the game actively discourages the player from killing anyone aside from the designated targets by using a point system. The player gets the most points if he goes through the level without ever being spotted and only killing the target. If the player goes through the level guns blazing, it is possible to achieve a negative score. In addition, the enemies are pretty powerful and health is a valuable commodity, which makes shooting through a level punishingly difficult. But the player will shoot enemies a few times in this game. When that happens, some blood will be shown, but it can easily be lost in the player's distance to the target and in everything else that's going on in the environment. Instead, it is more common for the player to use wire to silently garrote enemies. Because garroting is completely silent, it allows for a much stealthier approach to a target. Each assassination level has a number of environment-based executions that the player can use to take out a target. These can be seen by other enemies as accidents, which allows for a stealthy exit from a crime scene. The violence level of these will vary depending on the situation. Electrocution, pushing enemies into open shafts, and lighting the target on fire are all present in multiple missions. In one mission, the player can even mix lighter fluid with a hair growth solution to cause an enemy's head to spontaneously combust. There are plenty of other executions with similar levels of violence, a good number of which are covered in greater detail in the written review.
What's that?
Substances do come up in a few missions, but are normally fairly absent. Poison is the most obvious, since it is a recurring method for execution. Simply slip a bit of rat poison into an enemy's coffee, and he'll die relatively quickly. Other missions, like one of the earliest ones, include illicit narcotics. The target goes to test some cocaine as part of a drug deal. If the player mixes up ground-up scales from a poisonous fish into the cocaine, the target will inhale and almost instantly die.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo, yo, yo. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
But sexuality is by far the most noticeable and awkward factor. The game does have a strip club level with women in little to no clothing, but the target in this location gives purpose to that sexuality. But some of the cutscenes don't really make much sense, like the one where you see the corrupt sheriff tied up to a rack while his dominatrix answers his phone. It may have been a way of trying to make the guys seem evil or twisted, but that was already fairly effectively communicated by the way the sheriff treats the other characters. And then there's the Saints, female assassins hired to kill the player. While Agent 47 wears a nice clean suit for his assassination missions, these women dress in fake leather nun outfits that look like a Halloween costume. These dominatrix-themed scenes and characters could be tied together to give the game a somewhat dark bondage theme, but it doesn't fit well. The game would still be great without this content, which makes it all seem like a cheap gimmick to gain controversy. The fact that this game discourages unnecessary violence would have resulted in a lower recommended age if it weren't for the sexual content. As a result, we gave this game a recommended age of 18 years old. For the full written review, including the extra categories, log on to SideStoryGames.com.